Governor, welcome back to Bloomberg TV and radio. It's been a while. I don't think we've spoken to you since Iowa, when the race looked very different. It was still going to be, presumably, Donald Trump versus Joe Biden then. It's Kamala Harris now. And I wonder, Governor, as we focus on the message of the economy specifically and gas prices, knowing your focus on energy, is that still going to be a winning argument when prices at the pump are down significantly from, say, a year ago when oil is at the lowest level we've seen in quite some time?
Well, I think it is going to be a winning issue, and I think part of the reason that if oil futures are down, that means they think Donald Trump is going to win, because as he described in his outstanding economic speech at the New York Economic Club, that he's actually wants to get energy prices down for all Americans, and he wants to do that through expanding U.S. production, sell more energy to our friends and allies, and stop, funding these wars abroad. The current Harris-Biden energy policies are enriching Russia, they're enriching Iran. And of course, we know those two countries are funding proxy wars against us. And so I think it's a core piece of inflation, the energy cost, but it's also a core piece of national security and world peace. President Trump understands that.
Well, I wonder, Governor, and thanks again for joining us tonight, if you can put a finer point, or maybe Donald Trump will put a finer point on his energy policy this evening. We hear drill, baby, drill is the answer to not only energy, but also unlocking this war against inflation that will help to bring down prices across the board. It's also, of course, my job to remind everybody that we're pumping a record amount of oil right now in the United States. So what would be different? And I wonder if your answer has to do with unlocking this moratorium on LNG exports.
Well, it certainly has to do with that, because that was the LNG export, stopping the permitting of additional export facilities when America's got so much more capacity to be able to sell to our allies. I mean, that policy in particular, the only people celebrating, it wasn't U.S. Companies, U.S. stockholders. They had to be celebrating in the Kremlin, and they had to be celebrating in Iran, because it's like, great, they've got an ally called the Biden-Harris administration, which is shutting down U.S. production. But the record amount you mentioned, that's in spite of the Biden administration. We've got so much energy production that we can produce in our country, and we can do that cleaner, safer, and smarter than any other country. We can do it without it, literally in some cases with horizontal drilling, not even setting foot on federal land. We would just be sending checks to the federal government to pay down the deficit, with the federal government literally doing nothing, just opening up markets and opening up access to the horizontal drilling under those federal lands. And so this is it's not just a light touch, it's a no touch. Very smart of President Trump to talk about that. And this is, again, at a time when we're fighting deficits, which are hurting markets. And President Trump went even further, talked about sovereign wealth funds. We've got 5 states in our country. We've got Alaska, Wyoming, North Dakota, Texas, and New Mexico. All are building up substantial wealth by taking a portion of their oil and gas revenue and putting it into permanent funds. $330 billion across those 5 states. You do that as a nation and do that over time, and all of a sudden you're looking at the kinds and size of sovereign wealth funds that places like Norway has and like some of the Middle Eastern country has. That's a great long-term strategy for us in our country, and that's what President Trump is talking about. And when he talks about energy dominance, it's exactly the opposite. Joe Biden said it out loud: no more drilling on federal land. That was actually illegal. North Dakota sued the federal government in court. They don't have the ability for them to just do that by executive order. The federal government's required to hold quarterly lease auctions on federal land every quarter. Every president since Harry Truman has done that. Joe Biden and Harris stopped doing that, and that was, again, part of the inflationary aspect that hurt every American and helped our adversaries.